Hey cuties, I'm Lanikia and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is General Hospital Edition. Today is Tuesday, June the 20th, 2023. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to let you guys rate it in the comments. Now, you're going to hear Mila in the background. I'm in my bedroom. I try to get away from her, but she doesn't like my bedroom door to be closed, so she keeps popping it open, now that she's old enough to turn locks, doorknobs, and everything. All right, so let's get into it. We're gonna start off with the mess child, Portia and Elizabeth. Okay, so Portia has spent the night at the hospital, right? Because Amy says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to wake you up, but I don't even know why you was in there because you weren't really on duty or anything. Well, like, do you have a patient that you need to check on that you're worried about?" And so Elizabeth's like, "Amy, go mind your business." I said, "Oh, first of all, Amy is giving what she needs to give. Mama looking cute." I said, "Okay, girl." But anyways, Elizabeth said, "Go take your nosy self on somewhere, because y'all know if there's one thing Amy is good for, it is being nosy." So she goes on about her business or whatever, and Elizabeth telling her to go on, but Elizabeth tells Portia, "Talk to me, girl. What's going on?" I said, "How you gonna tell somebody not to be nosy and then you're nosy?" But they're friends or whatever. So then she said, "Is something going on with you and Curtis? Is that why you didn't stay the night at the house?" She said, "No, I didn't stay the night at the house because I wanted Curtis to hurt the way I'm hurt." And I said, "Girl, staying away from a man ain't gonna hurt him the way you think it's gonna do." All he did was add some peace last night. He didn't have to argue with you. But anyways, she tells her, I don't think she really got into it about Curtis kissing Jordan, but she tells her Curtis has done something and she doesn't know if she can forgive him. And the whole time she thought they were working on their marriage. Curtis really wasn't trying to do all that. And she says, "Well, do you want to leave him? You don't want to be with him?" She said, "No, I want to be with him." First of all, Portia, I can't play this victim. I can't allow you to play this victim role, sis, because you acting like Curtis just betrayed you of beyond all betrayals. Now, yes, he was wrong kissing Jordan and then getting back with you and not telling you about it. I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you that. But you're acting just like Curtis, where you sitting yourself up on this pedestal or high and mighty, like you ain't lied to this man in his face for years. For years you lied to this man, and then you married him knowing you were lying to him. And he does one little smooch to Jordan, and now all of a sudden it's the end of the world. You don't know how you could forgive him. You got to stay at the hospital. Girl, ain't no man gonna make me have me sleeping at the hospital instead of in my bed. And Elizabeth said, "Well, y'all ain't sharing. Y'all not sharing the bed. Y'all sleep in separate bedrooms." Exactly, Elizabeth. Y'all not finna make this storyline not make sense. Make this make sense for me. Why is Portia this upset? But anyway, she talked to Elizabeth, and Elizabeth calmed her down, and she realized, you know what, I do want my man, and I'm gonna get my man. But before now, we know why it's all upset. Because what Portia do? She leaves, and Elizabeth asks Amy where she is, and she said she left. Her office is closed. I think she's gone home or something. But Elizabeth already know. This finna go down. So then we see Jordan is with Taggart. So Jordan is with Taggart, right? And he's all at the he comes to visit her at her office, and he just wants to thank her for everything she did for him. He was having a bad way. But then he tells her, "But you know what? What I really want is for you to give me a job." And she said, "I thought you liked being on your own." But he really want to stay around because of Trina. I said, "So when Trina was going to prison, we barely saw Taggart, and um, this whole lying about who's the father is, we still barely saw him. Like when it was important moments, we didn't really see Taggart, but now that Trina is officially not his daughter, y'all want to give him a permanent role on here." Got it. All right, GH. It's the soap, so we gonna keep moving with it. So, anyways, Jordan tells him, "I can't hire you as a detective because I don't have money for that role." She said, "But I do have a job opening." And he said, "What?" She said, "I'm going to deputy mayor, assistant deputy mayor, some deputy mayor." And she said, "So police commissioner is open." I said, "Oh, so Dante don't get that?" Oh, okay. I guess that's why Mac was telling Dante, "You will get my position." so that they could have this storyline. Is that it? I don't know. But he was like, yeah, I'll take it or whatever. And so she's like, okay. So they, they hug it out and everything, and they going about their business. Now you see why now, because the next thing you know, Jordan got a visitor at her door. And who is it? It's Portia. You know why Portia really mad? Because she know that Jordan might still could get Curtis. I said it. I said it. Jordan might could still get Curtis if she really wanted to or whatever. What I don't like is y'all got this Taylor Brook and Ridge thing going on where y'all bouncing this man between these two women. But okay, let's move on. That's why Zeke told Portia about what happened. Yeah, I saw some people like he was just being a good brother, but he was also prepared that Jordan won't be with him because she still has whatever going on with Curtis too. It was a little bit of that too. Yeah, Zeke was being a good brother or whatever, but it was also a little bit of that he can't get Jordan because she still got the hots for Curtis. Let's move on, child. But anyways, the shit at the door, and I guess we're gonna see this showdown tomorrow. Now, why y'all couldn't let these two stay friends? They was kind of building a relationship or whatever. And Curtis, let me not forget about you because you didn't tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Talking about Jordan, because he said Portia had told him, so Jordan kissed you, and he said we kissed each other. Now, you ain't tell the truth because you kissed Jordan. Yes, she kissed you back, but who was the one trying to lead her to the bedroom? That was you. Jordan had to stop you, sir. You could have told that part of it, but you left that out. You left that part out. Anyways, child, ma'am. So then we gonna go over here. Who else we got? So that's it with them, y'all. So then we see Alexis and as well as Sam and Dante are in their home. Now Drew and Carly are on the outside, and she's telling him, "Isn't there any other way?" He said, "Well, the deal has already been offered, so now we just got to see if they accept it." And so she's like, okay. So he goes in. I said, are they outside Sam's apartment? They were. And so Alexis said, oh, Sam told me you were coming by Drew. So I wanted to, stay a little bit and say hi. And he said, okay, well, this kind of involves you, what I have to say. So he tells Sam, I'm going to prison with the SEC. We came up with a deal. Now Sam gets ticked off, as she should, because she said, what you mean you came up with a deal? She was like, that wasn't your, like, you didn't do anything wrong. Y'all didn't get any money or anything like that. And Dante said it's the intent. It don't matter if they got any money. It's the intent that they did. And that's what the SEC has a problem with. So Alexis seeing this about to get heated because Sam said, oh, so you go to jail. What Carly get? Nothing, right? Y'all pay. She got to pay a fine, and that's it. So Alexis said, put her church finger up and said, let me tiptoe on out of here. And then Dante said, you know what? The dishes need to be done, and I'm gonna move back, Mila, and I'm gonna do these dishes in here. So he leaves out. So now Sam is giving ripping Drew a new one because she said, you really going to prison like you ain't got a child? We have a daughter together. She's 6 years old, and you want me to go with her and tell her that you're going to be in prison? Are you serious right now? What are you talking about? And he was like, well, she has Dante. And she said, that is not her dad. You are her father, and she knows you as her father. She's gotten used to spending time with you and the sleepovers and all this. And what, Carly gets nothing? She the one that did it. She the one that, because I'm sure you did not tell Michael, you and Michael did not tell Carly to run up the stock. He said, but Carly has done it all this. And I was with Sam. So you being real selfish right now, putting when you, as far as you want to put your relationship with Carly over your relationship with Scout. I'm sorry. It's giving deadbeat. I'm sorry. I gotta say it. It's giving a deadbeat. Like, how many stories have we heard about a father who chooses the woman that he's with over his child? That's exactly what Drew did. And y'all want to make it seem like, oh my God, she's being such a good man. Like, look, he's willing to take the hit and go to prison just to protect Carly. But what about his child? That should be the most important person to him. I'm sorry, it should not be Carly. It should not be Donna or any of that. Donna was gonna have a father in Sonny, and all of that. And y'all know she was gonna be just fine with Michael and Willow and all of them. But you say it's me that needs to sacrifice, so I'm gonna ruin my relationship with my child again and have her missing me so that Carly can be all right. It's giving deadbeat. That's the definition of a deadbeat dad. Someone who puts other people above his child and who is not there. And so you're not going to be there. And I could understand why Sam was upset about all of it. She was just like, so you chose them over Scout. You're acting like Scout is not gonna miss you. And he says, I know, and I'm gonna need you to know, Scout, that I care about her. Because she said, so we're gonna tell Scout that you choosing somebody else over her. That's what we're gonna do. I said, no, you tell Scout that you care about her. And then he gonna say, well, she could come see me in Spring Ridge. I said, well, Spring Ridge ain't really that bad of a prison. but still. But still, and she said, oh yeah, so that makes it all right. Sir, please. I know what y'all trying to do, General Hospital, but I'm not here for it. No, I'm not here for it. Like, this does not make him a good guy because he wants to sacrifice himself so Carly doesn't go to the prison. It makes him real selfish and not thinking about his child. But anyways, child, let's moving right along. Carly, was while they're talking, Carly over here with Sonny, and I said, when does Carly start dropping in on Sonny just so they can have conversations and talk? Like, make this make sense. She not feeling Sonny like that, but now y'all want to be like, oh, they're friends, and so she's just gonna drop in and they're gonna have this conversation and everything. Stop it, stop it. We know what y'all trying to do, but anyways, is my computer gonna die? But anyways, so she telling him everything about Drew, and he said, and Sonny like, well, that's good. He going to prison. I mean, it's just gonna be 6 months. He'll be all right. And so Carly was like, oh my gosh, he's having to tell Scout, and he was like, Scout gonna be okay or whatever. He's showing I don't know. Sonny didn't really show any kind of empathy to me towards Drew. He was just happy Carly not gonna roll over on him or whatever. And then they talk about Ned, and she said, so he really doesn't know who he is. And he said, nope, he thinks he's Eddie Main back in the 90s or whatever. And somebody said, well, how does he know it's 2023? Listen, it's the soaps. We're not gonna think that hard on it. But anyways, so he's just like, okay, well, what has to be done or whatever. So around this time, Ava and Nina come burst in on Sonny and Carly. They wasn't doing nothing, but they burst in. Now Ava and Nina had been talking, and she's happy that that Ned doesn't remember anything because this bought her a little more time. And Ava said, well, he could not remember at all. And so then she starts telling her what happened to the ring. So we see that when they got back from the hospital, Nina snuck. She grabbed the ring and then she put it down the sink, child. And Sonny had the plumber in there fixing it for him or whatever, trying to get it out. I said, girl. And Ava said, girl. And she said, well, I can't tell the truth because if they find out what happens, they will never, like, Willow would never forgive me. Sonny would leave me. And so Ava's just like, ma'am, hold on, y'all. So she's just like, girl, you just gonna have to keep your mouth shut then. So then we keep moving on, and they burst in on them, and Carly was like, she leaves, and she tells Ava, and then she don't. Well, her and Nina don't like each other, so I'm not mad that she don't speak to her. So she ends up leaving, right? So that leaves them to talk, and they let them know that you know the SEC has Drew has made this deal. It hasn't been accepted yet, but it looks like he's going to be taking prison, and Carly's not going to go because she's just going to have to pay a fine. So then Sonny needed to talk to Frank. So Ava said she was going to leave, and Nina said, "I'll walk you out." And Nina is ticked off because Carly won't go to prison. She did all this to send Carly away, and she not even going to prison. I said, "Girl, we could have told you she wasn't gonna go." And you should be happy she's not going. And Ava said, exactly, you should be happy she's not going because now Sonny not going. If he finds out, he's not gonna be as mad because Drew took the bullet. Going back in this house, Nina, and so she ends up going back in the house, right? And she's talking to Sonny, and he's found the ring, and she said she'll never take it off, and she just gonna ride this out. I said, okay, girl, this ain't gonna end well, but okay. So then Carly goes over and she speaks to she goes over to Sam's place, and Sam is ticked off, and she tells her, I think you would I know you have some words for me. And Sam said, I'm upset about Drew going to prison, but at the end of the day, it's his decision to make. He made this decision. And she said, for what it's worth, I tried to talk him out of it. And she said, it is what it is. Now we got to figure out how to tell Scout. And Dante tells Sam, he wants, Drew tells Sam he wants her and Dante to talk, to tell Scout. And he was like, wow. Dante was like, I appreciate you involving me in this. It's because he knows you the real daddy. That's why. I mean, let's be real. You the real daddy. But then so they end up leaving. Sam and Dante have a little moment, and she's just so sad because she's like, Scout is gonna have to lose her dad for 6 months. And then they say Carly and Drew have their moment, and she's still upset because he didn't talk this out with her, but they just thinking about being how they just wish this would hurry up and be over, so they can be together and all that. That's pretty much it, y'all. That was it with General Hospital today. Sorry about the background noise. I tried to get her to go into another room and she wouldn't, and every time I go into another room she follows. So it is what it is. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you tomorrow. Oh, I'm sorry. I completely left off the Molly and TJ. Okay, so Molly and TJ are harvesting eggs because they want to try to have a child. Um and so TJ ends up talking to Alexis because she goes over to the hospital, and Alexis, he says everybody told us to wait to have kids, and he said now we want to have kids. And look at y'all, I'm not interested in the storyline. I'm gonna be honest with you, ma'am. I'm not interested in the storyline. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not giving to me. So then Alexis wants to check on Ned, and Amy just starts talking about, can you believe he don't know who he is? And Elizabeth has to come up to Amy and say, do we need to talk about patient confidentiality? And she says, no, ma'am, or whatever. Well, then act like you don't. You talking too much business. HIPAA, girl. But anyways, that was it, y'all. Let me get off so this girl can get to talking. I'll talk to y'all later. Goodbye.